Live. What's going on, LBHT crew? Man, look who's with me today. God, my God, Hendo from the Road Pod. What's going on, man?
Not much. How you feeling?
Man, listen. I had a little time today, so I was like, man, let's just hit him with a little surprise stream, little something. So, oh, hold on, let me turn this down. There we go. Okay, I'm good now. Yeah, man. Look, the show. Look, we every Wednesday we have, we have a good show, but there's usually some other news that pops up right afterwards. So I was looking through some headlines. Me and B were talking. I was like, man, I would love to have discussed that at least on the overtime show,
Right.
but I didn't find out about it till yesterday. So, you know, want to discuss a little Britney Spears catching the five fingers to the face, right? Hendo just found out about that.
Just found out.
Okay, if you guys don't know about that, she's saying Victor Wembanyama's security team. I think it was the Spurs security team. I think, but somebody put hands on her, so she ain't like that. And yeah, what's going on, Coach? He said, check the clock. I know it's. Listen, Coach knows. Coach knows. We have a tight schedule. We don't like to go off schedule. We don't like to go off plan. But I figured, why not?
It's a new
Why
day.
not? Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to discuss Skip Bayless, right? Having to take some time off because apparently, look, Shannon Sharp was a little bit more talented than he wanted to give him credit for, right? Yeah, can't replace the guy. Can't replace him. So, or at the very least, he can't find anybody that's willing to work with him anymore. I think that's the bigger thing.
Thanks.
And Tom Brady and Gisele say it ain't so. You done lost the cool $48 million on this crypto scheme. Ooh. All right.
Hurts my pockets.
I think he rebounded fine. I saw he was at that all white party, all booed up with Kim Kardashian. So, yeah.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. Mm-hmm.
He's wrong shade. That's why I'm confused.
He said, light enough.
Thanks.
What's going on, Danny? Thanks for coming through.
Danny.
Ray Veron says, early morning edition. Yeah, don't get used to this. Yes, but yes, an early morning edition. Look, Streambot is running. Okay, all right.
Now we get points.
B usually handles this part. I just pray everything is fine. I hope he doesn't go nightbot on us. Yes, you should get points for this. Yes. Keenan Ricketts, what's going on? He says, huh? Ooh. Yeah. So you didn't hear about the Britney Spears thing either. Okay. Yep. Coach says, ain't no way she tapped that man on his shoulder. All right. So, okay, we can start there. All right, we can start there. And whatever else you guys want to talk about, we'll hang out for as little or as long as you guys feel like it, okay? Or we feel like it.
It's true.
But before we get into that, Hendo, that background is looking really nice.
Yes.
I mean, do you guys like that background? Do you like what you see back there? Would you like to be there? Well, you can. August 4th, going down in Columbia, Maryland. What's going down August 4th at Columbia, Maryland, Hendo?
It's the ROUNDUP meet and greet, where you can all come out and meet us, get some fabulous prizes, get some food, some drinks. Certain libations you have to pay for at the cash bar, but come get some fellowship with us, prizes, good times. Make sure you're there August the 4th.
There you go. Tickets are available. Streambot will be putting it in the chat, I'm sure, but also just go in the description. The link is in the description, all right? Eventbrite, or you can just go to eventbrite.com and type in ROUNDUP meet and greet. It'll show right up. All right, get your tickets today. All right. Okay. Britney Spears got the five fingers to the face. All right. Now you let Britney tell it. She just wanted an autograph, and I'm not saying she's lying, by the way, but she said, look, she just wanted, or not autograph, a picture. She saw him in the lobby or whatever, and she was like, okay, she wanted to go and congratulate him and take a picture or whatever, and she went and tapped him on the shoulder, and somebody on the security team backhanded her. Okay, mad disrespectful.
Mhm.
Okay. And she said, man, look, all I'm saying is my security team didn't do anything like that. Well, where was your security team when you're getting backhanded? That's what I'm wondering. Because there would definitely be some retaliation going on there.
Facts.
There's gonna be a ruckus if somebody puts hands on me. That's with or without security team. But if I have security team, it's definitely going down. Right.
Facts.
So one, your security team needs to be fired. Okay. Nobody should be touching Britney. All right. But Victor came out with his side. And there's really no side to his story because he didn't even know what's going on. He said, listen, we're walking through the hotel lobby or wherever, and crowd is forming, and security's telling me to just keep going. If you stop, it's going to form a huge crowd. So I keep walking. He said, I felt somebody grab me, and that was pretty much it. I guess security pushed him off or whatever. He said, I didn't really look back. I just kept walking forward like they told me. So that's all there is to it. She's saying, I didn't grab him. I just tapped him or whatever. Listen, he's not calling you a liar, right? Like, you might just tapped him. Somebody else may have grabbed him, but that's exactly why they told him to keep walking, right? But look, here's the thing. Let me show the picture. It's a grainy picture. TMZ, they like to wait to show the whole video, but this is a picture. Okay, that's Britney. That's obviously Victor, right? The tall guy there, and Victor security guard. That's the perpetrator right there. Okay, and Britney is walking up, trying to get a photo or a high five or something. I don't know, right? Story says singer Britney Spears asked for an apology on Thursday. This is why I have a problem with it. I didn't have a problem with anything she was saying up to this point, but when she asked for an apology, that's why I have a problem, right? Because not just asking for the apology, right? It's who she's asking for the apology from. She's asking for an apology. She said that she was still waiting for an apology from the player, his security, and his team, Wembayama, 19-year-old. You're asking for an apology for, who didn't do anything. Was the number one pick in the NBA draft last month. He's expected to play in the NBA Summer League starting Friday in Vegas, right? In a tweet about the encounter, I'm going all over the place. In a tweet about the encounter, Spears did not name Wembayama, but in discussing the unnamed player, she referred to public comments he had made to reports hours before. Spears, 41, said that she had seen an athlete at 2 different hotels Wednesday night and decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. At the second one, outside a restaurant. Spears said after she tapped him on the shoulder, a member of his security team backhanded me in the face, quote unquote, knocking her glasses off and causing her to nearly fall down. Okay. Where was your security then?
Sure.
Right? Why did, if you get hit so hard, you almost fall down, your glasses fall off, how come they're not rushing in? Right? I didn't have the other quote, but she mentioned having her security there. She's like, I had a crowd around me and my security didn't assault anybody. Okay, well, it didn't sound like they're doing anything that night.
She still got security.
Yeah, it's still she's still Britney Spears.
Apparently, she's not.
Listen. She might be done in terms of putting out music or whatever, but she still she still has a hardcore fan base. Like she can't just walk around. She can't get up to go to Target.
True.
Without getting mobbed. Like yeah. So she still needs a certain level of security. Right.
And to that point, like you said, she still has a certain fandom in her security. Now let's think about her being somewhere and somebody tapping her or touching her. What would her security do?
Now she's saying that's never happened. I would bet money. I would bet a lot of money that it's happened. I'm pretty sure they've gotten real physical with some fans.
100%.
Sometimes it's probably justified. What's up, B?
Oh,
B is working hard, y'all. He's working hard today, so he's not making a stream.
Now I have a question, and it may not be politically correct in saying so.
We don't care about that, yeah.
Okay. What was her ex-husband's name? The dancer.
Federline. Was that who it was? Federline? Was
Yeah.
Federline?
Yes.
Kevin Federline?
Feder something like that. Something. Yeah, I believe so.
Wasn't he like a rapper?
Apparently, he was a dancer, somewhat rapper. Then he went on
K-Fed. Thank you, Jay. K-Fed. Kevin Federline. Yeah.
He went on all the little reality shows and made his niche there. But shout out to him, because apparently he prepared her well. Because if I'm Victor Wembanyama, I'm firing my security guard right now. Because if you punch her to the face and she stumbles back and doesn't go down, apparently you don't hit hard enough.
Well, it wasn't a punch. It was a backhand. To be fair, it was a backhand, and she said he didn't look back. So I think it sounded like he didn't turn around and just be like, "How dare you touch him?" and smacked her.
He just turned around.
He just kind of like swatted away to kind of get her off of him, because they're trying to rush him through the lobby, right? So it doesn't even it didn't even sound like it was like one of those real like, hey, I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make an example out of you. It was just kind of one of those, look, get away, and she caught one to the face.
Unless she just ate it, ate it like a champ,
or she did the Karen thing, didn't really get hit, but she just she WWE'd it,
He just missed her. She hit the LeBron, fell all out, laying there waiting for a foul. What's up, Xavier?
Coach says, tell Britney to have a Coke and a smile and shut the F up. Hey, listen. And again, I don't think it was, I'm not sure if it was his security team or the Spurs security team. Mm-hmm. Either way, that's not on him, right? He didn't point to her and say, hey, get her out of here, right? He doesn't owe anybody an apology. And listen, I know it's extreme, because me and B talked about this, because these security, the security details, man, they get a little overzealous sometimes. A lot of times, okay? Mm-hmm. They go overboard. But you don't have the right to go and touch somebody that you don't know, right? True. Yes, it was a tap on the shoulder. That's what I said. It's extreme, right? It shouldn't have gone that far. But you touched him. I'm pretty sure, like you said, back when you were Britney, if a fan got close enough to tap you on the shoulder, what happens to that fan? They get folded like a pretzel.
Facts.
Right? They get folded up. If they get in the way of Britney, I was telling B, I saw a video of Rihanna's security team doing this to somebody. She was trying to walk into a building, and there's a crowd right in front of the building, and her security came, just picked somebody up and just moved them. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't even just so Rihanna could walk by, right? And let me tell you something. Like, I wouldn't say I would want to fight, but there would have definitely been a fight. You're not putting your hands on me to move me, so somebody can not even excuse me. Hey, coming through. He's just move the person. Mm-hmm. Oh no. But that's what they do. Right. And I know her security detail has done that before. And just because she got swatted away, she felt like, well, how dare you? I'm Britney. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, Britney, you're 41 Britney. Okay. You're Britney that, you need to be on your meds. And I feel bad for her. I think she's been taken advantage of by her, her whole family,
her parents,
K-Fed, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, Mm-hmm. But again, you don't get to just run up to somebody and touch them, right? Have somebody from your entourage go in and approach them, like, hey, Britney's over here and wants to talk to you. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? You don't go run up to stars. Like you have your people go and talk to their people, like, hey, Hendo's over there. He wants to say hi to you.
Right. Your personal assistant is supposed to get in touch with their personal assistant and set certain things up, or just make an announcement. You don't just run up to somebody
or just put your hands up. Or let somebody run over there on your behalf and get smacked in the face. Okay, like you're not supposed to do it. Come on, you know how it works, Britney.
You've been on the other side. You should know better.
Terrible. Let's see. Let's read some comments here. See, Max, what's going on? It says my back and my neck. Yeah, that's what Britney's saying.
And my back.
What else we got here? Kogan, what's going on? Says, does she even have security money after her dad spent most of her money? Hey, that's a good. You know what? I don't know because I don't really track celebrities' money like that. I don't know if she's still doing well off. I know she got into a legal battle to get control of her money again. So I don't know how much is left. But I mean, I guess she's doing all right. She's going around these different hotels. I'm not sure what she was doing, but I would assume she's doing okay, right? She, her brand is still big enough to make money.
I mean, to an extent, I mean, you would think that it would be, but it's who has control over her brand. A lot of these celebrities, they live off name. So just like you and I assume they have money, oh yeah, you can come stay at the hotel, take care of the bill later.
Right.
And you really can't take care of the bill later.
And later she's like, I ain't got it. Yeah, that's a good point. Or should I talk to my dad? I guess I don't know. Xavier, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. Let's see. Jay says video footage is going to be released before the season starts for no reason. Yeah, probably. But again, don't matter. Victor didn't even look at her. So it's not even like there is no altercation between Victor Wembanyama and Britney Spears, right? This is kind of why I understand it's that time of the year. You're going to talk about anything. We're talking about it. But I don't like how it's being reported like Victor was actually involved. Victor wasn't actually involved in this altercation, right? Other than her touching him, right? But he didn't order a smack on her. He didn't instigate anything. He was just walking minding his own business. She caught one to the face. It is what it is, man. I know she embarrassed, right? And yeah, security should apologize because you don't get overzealous like that. But he should not apologize. B says she felt entitled to a conversation because she's Britney. Security felt entitled to slap because they thought it was a crazy fan. They both found out they're wrong. Right. Facts. Absolutely. Right. Because she has a big enough name to make it a big deal. And they are going to apologize. Right. Not Victor, but the team, they will apologize. Right. So, celebrity beef. She'll get some. I guarantee you, she'll get some courtside tickets to one of the games. He gonna go and hug her and everything. That's how this works, right? And Britney will be back. She'll do a reality show off of this.
Couple Instagram pictures. Yeah, it's gonna start a whole new thing for her. I'm sure she's sitting in her hotel right now, like, I'm back, baby. I'm back.
She said she tried to rub coke on his back. But honestly, that's why you don't let just random people go. When your celebrity go up and touch you, that is why, right? What's going on, Yolanda? Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Yolanda?
He prepared her well for what? Talking about Kevin Federline.
for life experiences.
Yeah, life experiences. All right. So Victor Wembanyama not guilty. Britney Spears not guilty as well. But don't be asking for stuff you don't deserve. Okay, you don't deserve any apology from Victor. Everybody else fine, not Victor. All right. Who needs an apology in this story? Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen losing $48 million on this FTX scam. You guys know what FTX is? FTX is one of those cryptocurrencies. Remember when crypto was hot? Back in the day, 8 months ago when crypto was the way to go. Everybody wanted to get some Ethereum. Everybody wanted to get Bitcoin. Hey, invest in Bitcoin, invest in crypto, invest in this, the Dogecoin, all this crypto stuff. That was clearly a scam, right? When you tell it's a scam, when a bunch of celebrities hop on it and want to tell you to get on it too. Scam. Okay. Don't tell me. I'm sorry. Did I strike a nerve here? You didn't invest in FTX, did you?
I don't even know what half those words you saying are. To be honest. To be quite honest, I don't even, you like FTX. Now, only thing I know was Dogecoin because some friends of mine actually invested in it. And they made a pretty penny because they were smart enough to sell it.
They got out early. That's how Ponzi schemes work. Hold on, let me read this from Marco G. Salute to Marco G. Says Britney went from "Baby Hit Me One More Time" to "Baby Hit Me One More Time."
Disrespectful.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So there's the link, y'all, for the roundup meet and greet. I'm going to be plugging in this a few times this morning. Okay, I'm giving you a bonus stream. All right. We got some bills to pay here. We got this event coming up. If you're going to be in the area, okay, if you're going to be Maryland, DC area, Baltimore, Virginia area, it's all close by. Make sure you get your tickets. All right. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nice laid back environment. You get to mingle with people like you guys are chatting it up in the chat box. You can do that in real life. All right. You know, we're going to be doing a Q&A, a little small Q&A session. We're giving away prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Yes. Get your tickets. That's right, Yolanda. Get your tickets. Today. I know it's payday.
That's right. It is.
It's pay. I know it's payday. Okay. That's why in that poll I put out, I said either you bought your tickets or you're getting them today, because I know you got paid. You got to look at your account. You saw the money get deposited in your account. There's always the happiest moment when you get to see the money go in, because about 8 hours later you're gonna have to pay some bills and that money's gonna be gone. All right. So just take 50 out and put it towards a ticket. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. So you don't think this was the cryptocurrency scam was a scam?
So in my opinion, see, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
And this is how it goes. I think that it's a scam to an extent where, it was really hot. They got everybody to invest, and that was the idea, to get as many people to invest as humanly possible. Then they intentionally let it fail, because now what happens is a lot of people are going to try to recoup their money. So they're going to sell low, and all the people are going to buy low. Now what's going to happen with this deficit and the coin shortage that has never happened before ever in life, they're going to start to do away with physical money. It's just inevitable. It's going in that route. They're going to do away with physical money. So now all of these people that bought low off that cryptocurrency that we all think is dead right now, when it actually comes into play, they are going to be rich beyond belief. But for right now, it's dead.
I can meet you halfway on this, right? Yes, we're going away from physical money, right? Cash. I think we're going to print less of that. But the thing with this cryptocurrency it isn't backed by anything. It would have to be government backed cryptocurrency for that to work, right? We're not quite there yet, right? Because all kinds of Bitcoin. The whole idea behind Bitcoin is supposed to be like untraceable and all that stuff. And it's very traceable. They haven't figured out all the stuff like security issues and all that, right? So once they figure that out, I can see governments leaning going in that direction. But Dogecoin ain't going to have any part in that. FTX ain't going to have any part in that.
Those.
Right? Like those off-brand crypto, cryptocurrency that people are trying to get you to invest in. No, they your what do you call those things where you make your art digital. I'm drawing a blank on it, but yeah, that ain't worth nothing either. Okay. keep your original art.
But listen, I just don't think this is going anywhere. That's why you still see those crypto ATMs.
NFTs. Yes, NFTs.
Yes. That's why you see those things still everywhere. Now, some of the stuff may not be backed by the government publicly, but they're doing stuff behind the scenes. Listen, I'm telling you, the Microsoft people, they doing some things over there.
They might be. Marco, this warms my heart right here. He says, y'all went live during my break. Perfect timing. Our name is Lunch Break Hot Take. And the whole idea when we started our podcast, not on YouTube, when we started our podcast, was to put out an episode like once or twice a week during the lunch break time, like around noon, right? Which and we actually got back to doing that. You know, the LBHT show goes out on the audio form the next day on Thursday at noon, right? But that was a plan when we started doing it, and we never did it. We never did it. We did, you know, we did the LBHT show, and we are like, let's do it at night, right? But yes, it is starting to, you know, it's starting to become lunchtime for people. Still morning time, but some people take an early lunch. So
True.
yes, you're getting somewhat of a lunch break hot take in its intended form, so to speak. Look at that. Shaheen's even
What's
here.
up,
What's going on,
Shaheen?
Shaheen? What's going on? What time is it over there where you're at? I think it's like 4 a.m. or something like that. I don't know. I never know. It might actually be a normal time right now. Mikey says, I think that's the issue. The government wants in on it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But who's not going to be on it is FTX and Gisele and Tom Brady. Okay. Brady, 45, invested a cool 30 million, while his then wife Gisele, 42, went with 18 million. She's smart. Reports the New York Times. In exchange for their respective investments, the pair were given FTX stock, which is now worthless, following the company's collapse in November 2022. Despite that, the former couple may still have to pay tax on the investment. Ew. Brady and Gisele divorced in 2022. Do you think that this was like that was like the tipping point for their split?
It could be. I mean, money. Listen, money kills more relationships than cheating.
Yes.
But I don't know about them because Gisele is loaded.
Yeah.
We think Tom Brady's rich. Gisele is loaded. But I just think that, especially in a situation where you kind of talk me into something I really didn't want to do, but being your spouse, I'm just backing you. Now I lost 18 million, and Lord knows how much I'm going to have to pay in taxes off something that totally failed. So
yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say just that I just think that coupled with him wavering with going back and forth between football, I think that ended the relationship.
That's what I think too. Right. I think that was the last straw. He wouldn't quit football. She wanted him to quit. And she's like, all right, I don't want to get, I don't want to be that person. I'm gonna let you, live your life. But I feel like I had nothing to back this off of, but I feel like the FTX thing was more his idea. And I can tell you why I based it off of their investment. He invested a lot more than she did. I don't think she was feeling it. Right. And she probably wanted to invest even less than 18 million. And he's just like, come on, you never support me in anything. You want me to stop playing football? You don't believe in my investment, my business ventures. You don't believe in anything. She's like, all right, fine. All right. Here's 18 mil. And he had to turn around. I didn't want to clip the rest of this article, but there's some funny stuff in here. It says it has also been revealed that Brady was recruited to be an ambassador for FTX by the company's head of partnerships, Sina Nader, right? So this is Brady's idea. A former college football star. According to the Times, the pair maintained a close relationship during Brady's dealings with FTX. Boom. In November 2022, with the exchange on the verge of collapse, Brady called Nader to ask him, how are you doing? I know you put your heart and soul into this. All right. So, this is on Brady. So that right there is exactly what she said. See, told you,
Dummy.
right. And they had. I'm pretty sure that was the falling out. That was the last straw right there. She said, it's not even about the money. I just can't be with dummies. Kogan says, let me read this real quick. Kogan says, cryptocurrencies and NFTs are all grifts as of right now. Hosea is right. It won't be anything substantial until it is backed by something similar to the Fed. Yeah. What are you saying, Hendo?
I was just going to say, listen, this is bad. And I'm pretty sure that Brady was like, stop being a model, start being my wife, and got her into it. But I just told this story to somebody the other day. I told them about the John Elway story, about where he could have got part ownership.
He could have had a cool $1 billion right now.
A cool $1 billion. Nothing beats that. That's
Nothing to
probably
be
why
said.
John Elway's wife left him too.
Yeah, look, for Brady and Gisele, money wise, they're gonna be fine,
True.
right? But I do like to highlight these stories because they don't get highlighted that much. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they get talked about a little bit. The biggest story is Brady and Kim Kardashian right now, right? Because they were all they're all buddy. They're a little got a little close to that all white party, right?
Mm.
I didn't get my invite. I don't know what's up with that,
Right.
um, but when a black athlete loses money, it's a huge deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gets picked up by every news media. Every show is talking about it. How did he lose? How do you lose this much? How do you lose $10 million? How do you lose this? Right? You want to pocket watch those black athletes,
Mm-hmm.
but when Elway loses out on $800 million, right? Yes, and that's true. He didn't lose 800 million. He lost out on 800 million because he made poor, disgustingly poor investment choices. Okay. When you lose 48 million, you lose your money and your wife's money, right? And you lose other people's money because you're the ambassador of this grift and you're telling people to invest in this.
All your friends, family. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about that. Now, to be fair, he wasn't the only person involved in this. He wasn't the only athlete. It says other celebrities who lost money include Shark Tank's star Kevin O'Leary. He's a scammer too. He
Yeah.
lost a total of 11 million investing in the exchange. I like him on the show though, but he's a scammer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to anything he tells you. Let's see. While it's estimated that Tom Brady's former boss, Patriots owner Robert Kraft, lost 8 figures through his investment. Now, why do you think Robert Kraft got involved with this? Because Tom Brady's his friend, right?
Yeah.
Tom said, "Hey, Rob, you want to, Gisele, she's tripping. She don't listen to anything I say. Women, right?" He's like, "I feel you. Don't worry. I'll throw some money. I'll throw some money your way, Tom. Right. I love you, Tom. Don't worry. I got you." Sports stars Steph Curry, Naomi Osaka, David Big Papi Ortiz were all paid in their part in a role as ambassadors through equity stakes in FTX. Now, so they didn't say that they lost any money. I don't think they invested, but they were paid to promote it. So yeah. Look, people get paid. Like it was an advertising deal,
right?
Which comment you laughing at? I'll bring it up.
Oh no, I was just laughing at people playing around in the background.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Let me bring this up. Marco says, if I sell my crypto stock now, I lose $1,000. I'm just holding on to see what happens.
Keep it. Just keep.
Might as well. I mean, it's gone. Yes, Buck. Surprise stream. Indeed. Thanks for coming through. So, yes. Now, the third person I want to talk about, okay, he's also surprised and he's hurt and he lost something big. Okay. Skip Bayless, undisputed, reportedly went on a hiatus due to Fox's struggles to finding Shannon Sharp's successor. Okay, this is from Yahoo Sports. And, duh. Okay. Like, we discussed this a couple times on the show and Overtime Show. Yes, Skip has kind of been the mastermind behind this whole debate, sports culture that you see in mainstream media, right? People mistakenly thought that he made Stephen A. Smith because they did the show together. That's not true. Stephen A. Smith was already big before that show. In fact, one could argue Stephen A. Smith put Skip Bayless on the map because Stephen A. Smith was bigger than Skip at the time. He had his own shows, right? I think he had a night show at one point too. Didn't he have like a evening show?
Yep,
primetime show. So he was already doing this thing, and First Take didn't take off until they brought Stephen A. Smith on there, right? Skip was already on there. He was on there when it was Cold Pizza, and then they changed it to First and 10, and then it was First Take, right? And they brought Stephen A. on there. But whatever, it blew up. He leaves, goes to Fox, brings on Shannon. That blows up. So I can see why you would tie that to Skip, right? That's the common denominator. But turns out he got lucky because Shannon is very good at his job,
Mhm.
and look, there's a lot of guys that can do. They're not special, right? I don't think Shannon Sharp and Stephen A are special. They're good, obviously, but you can find other people to do what they do and be successful. The problem is, are they willing to work with Skip? And it looks like the answer is no. So, look, he's taking 2 months off because I guess even though they bought out Shannon, I thought this was all discussed and planned. I guess it happened too fast. They weren't ready for him to leave just yet. And I don't know, man. How do you feel about this? I think this is pretty embarrassing that you gotta shut down your show for 2 months, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yeah, there's stuff going on and you can't talk about it.
right. I mean, I agree. Listen, I sometimes watch the show just to see Skip just do his dumb stuff and his outrageous takes. But the thing that was really embarrassing to me was they had planned beforehand. Once the finals are over, you know what I'm saying, Shannon was gonna depart, they were gonna go their own separate ways. Well, the finals were over on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a show on Thursday or Friday. Like they just stopped. Was it they didn't let him finish out the week and say, listen, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do going forward. They just cut the show. And I think it's an embarrassment for Skip because, like you said, no one wants to work with him, and he can't carry a show by himself. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's quite obvious to the networks. He can't carry a show by himself, and his only appeal is to a certain demographic where he's degrading people. Because there
Right.
were plenty of times where he degraded Shannon Sharp and his accomplishments. Me personally, I can't be a dude off the street telling a Hall of Famer what he ain't and what he didn't do. So
Right.
I just think that other athletes possibly, because there was a rumor that LaShawn McCoy was supposed to be the new co-host, but I just don't believe certain people will put up with disrespect like that.
Yeah. No, the rumor I heard was, yeah, that, and they're gonna go through a few people to kind of gauge, who they thought would be a good fit. That's usually what you see, right? That's what they did when they got rid of what's the name, Chris Carter on First Things First, right?
Right.
They went through a whole bunch of different co-hosts. They had Brandon Marshall on there at one point. Um, who else is on there? I can't remember. They went through a few people, right?
Right.
And you usually see that when you're trying to find a new co-host. They did that on First Take when Skip left. They went through a couple people until they landed on Max Kellerman for a little while, and then
Mhm.
and then Stephen A didn't like that, and then he decided let's go worse and bring on the Mad Dog. but you have that's usually what you do,
Right.
and Skip, I guess, decided I don't want to work with none of them people. All right, find somebody
Mhm.
else. I hear him begging Charles Barkley to do the show with them. Charles Barkley don't even like him. All right,
Really?
nah, nah. I saw this clip where he was calling him out. He didn't say his name, but he said like when you work with idiots over there, at FS1 or something like that. Like he was talking about Skip.
Mhm.
So a lot of people don't like Skip. A lot of people don't like him because what you see on TV, he stays in character too much, right? He always wants to be in character, even off camera, and it turns people off, which is why that's why you only see him do the one show. I think it's just hard for him to work with other people, and that's
Mhm.
why obviously now they have to shut the show down because you have people that are just like, nah, I ain't working with him.
Not even temporarily.
That's telling. Like 2 months. You can't. You can't bring in the fill-in. You can't bring in people just to fill in the time so you can keep the show going. No, we have to shut the whole thing down because nobody will work with you.
Mhm. Didn't they lose even the female hosts, like the ones that separate the segments? I think Jen Hale is like the third or fourth one.
Yeah. I know she's a third. It started out with Joy,
Mhm.
and then yeah, it was somebody
That
before that, and then Jenny Taft,
Mhm.
or Jenny Taft the second one, and what's the other one? Jen Hale.
Jen Hale's the one that's on now.
Okay, she's the third one. Jenny Taft was the second one,
Right.
and I don't remember her name because I saw her on BattleBots. I love that show. I was like, that's a girl from
Mhm.
Undisputed. But yeah.
That's telling. I mean, that's telling when someone that doesn't even work directly with you, they can't stand you. And one thing that I knew Skip had his issues, and he was off the rails. But when I heard a quote from him. He said, "Listen, when I married my wife, I told her, don't marry me if you're not comfortable becoming in second, because my job
To
is
your
first.
job.
Yeah, my
To
job
your
is
job.
first."
Talking sports in one show at that.
Right.
Like he's obsessed with himself, man. But look, it's catching up to him,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's at a point now. I mean, 2 months. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I'm not sure if we're gonna see Skip again. Not in this form. Like he had. I know he has his podcast or whatever. I don't think we're gonna see this form anymore because I just don't think it's two things. He has to want that person, right? He's not gonna just let anybody on the show. And there's only a handful of people that he feels like he can work with, but those handful of people don't want to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a wrap. And I say good riddance.
Yeah.
What we got here? Kogan says, and there's scams all the time about the cryptocurrency. The scams when Trump family is trying to push those types of products, i.e. Millennia's 1776 NFT collection. Yeah, look, they're trying to, they're trying to capitalize off of racism. Racism is very lucrative. All right. That's what if you don't know what 1776 is, that's that's a racist historic thing. They try to wrap it in patriotism. Okay. But yes, yeah, that's what they're trying to do there. Let's see. B says sounds like Skip might end up emceeing an August 4th meet and greet. We're gonna get him back on his feet. You know what? We should DM him. I'm going to DM him like, "Hey, I heard you're free.
Right.
Come out and what if he says send me a ticket and I'll go? Should we do we got to start? Do we have to do some extra streams to do a fundraiser to bring Skip out? No.
No.
I'm like, nah, Skip, you got it.
You good.
You got it. DDSQ, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. Just Skip has become the character that he created. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been a jerk, right? You
Mm-hmm.
ask Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman's been wanting to fight him since like 1985, right? But yes, definitely, he's taking it over the top. Coach says I missed the Skip news. I was working. So basically, what we're saying, Coach, is that Skip can't find a co-host. So Undisputed is taking 2 months off, which is, I mean, that's crazy. That's great. He can't even work with the people that are already there, right? That are already employed there as fill-ins in the meantime. He can't work with any of them. He has a handful of people that he wants to work with. And it doesn't seem like any of those people want to work with him. Think about it. Stephen A. Smith, who's not even sure if he's going to still be employed by ESPN. He said that. He's like, I could be next with these layoffs. He's not going out there saying, I'll work with you, Skip. Right? Like that's crazy. It's like
I'd rather be jobless.
I'll be unemployed. Thanks. I'm good, Skip.
I'll be okay. But you know what? Listen, I think, and I think with all this stuff going on with ESPN, I think this is signifying a change in everything. Even though they don't work at ESPN, I just think that, especially with like what we're doing here, and a lot of ex-athletes and broadcasters, they're going to do their own podcasts. They're going to do their own YouTube channels. And I think that everything is switching around. So, yeah, listen, just like with here, if you take 2 months off from a job, they're going to find your replacement. And you never know. They may find a program that may be even more successful than your show was, and you're gone. They already have what does it do? The Carton show. And
and Craig Carton, the convict.
Is he? I don't know. Only thing I know
he's got out of prison not too long ago.
Wow.
Craig Carton. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
The only thing I know about
CBS. He was on CBS Sports, and he went to prison for like fraud or something like that.
Really? And he came back and got a TV show?
Yep.
And the only thing that got me about it was anytime I pass by it, he's got Greg Jennings, he's got James Jones, Tim Hardaway, he's got all these different people willing to work with him. And Skip, for all of his contacts and years of working, can't find one.
You know what it is? Um, like you mentioned Great James. Great James will work with Skip, but Skip
Think
won't
so?
work with Great Jennings. Like that's like it's
No, okay.
twofold. It's
Yeah.
twofold, right? Like it's not like they can't find anybody. It's like they can't find anybody that Skip will say yes to, and the people that Skip will say yes to will say no to him. That's the
Mhm.
problem, right? I don't think anybody likes Craig Carton, right? But that's their job. They say, hey, go work with Craig. They're not gonna say they're not gonna be like, nah, I refuse to it. It was like, all right, whatever. It's you work with people you don't like all the time. I think they had a situation there at FS1. I don't think Shady is saying no to Skip. I bet he's saying, yeah, I'd love to be on that show. I think I can do a good job. But Skip is saying no to Shady, right? He's saying no to Vic. He's saying no to, or any other black host that they could find, because that's the other criteria too. They have to be black. Okay,
Of course, they
they have to
gotta
be
be.
black. Got to look. That's why they floated out there. I'm not sure if you heard that he was floating out there for a while, bringing Lil Wayne on the show, right? Because he likes to tell you every chance he gets that him and Lil Wayne, they like this,
They
you
like this,
know.
son.
Yeah, look, Skip Bayless has a formula, and part of his formula is you know it's trying to cater to the culture, right? Bring somebody on that I think can connect to that black audience, and that's why they won't bring on Nick Wright. They won't bring on anybody white, because
Mhm.
I need somebody that can connect to that fan base, because that's really what holds me down. So that's what he's looking for.
And you know what? It's crazy that you said that, because I saw something where he was balling on set, telling the story about how he was raised by this old black lady.
Yeah,
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 and I was just
yeah,
sitting there like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
uh,
yeah. Did she work for your mom?
probably so.
She
You
cleans
know,
your house.
right,
She cooks
right.
your food.
But we treated her like family.
Yeah.
She wasn't just a worker; she was family.
Right. What about her family though? How'd you treat them?
Hmm.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Having their mother
Right.
work on holidays.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Coach. 2 months. 2 months. DDSQ says he can't even get guests on his podcast. I don't think he wants to be on his podcast. He's like, if I hear somebody else talk, I can't hear myself talk. All right.
Mhm.
What's going on? Nitro says,
Oh,
yo,
what's up, man?
literally a lunch break hot take. Yeah, indeed.
Thanks.
Indeed. He says Shannon left the imprint on the show. The replacement will not be easy to find. Skip need a funny former athlete that has had success. Well, that's the problem. He spent much of his career, the majority of his career, crapping on said athletes.
Mhm.
So a lot of athletes just don't like him. And, the ones that will work well with him, that would do good for the show, definitely won't work with him, right? The ones that will say, yeah, I'll work with him, he don't want to work with. So that's why it's a tough situation. But you can't take 2 months off, yo. You can't just be like, I can't find anybody, so no show. You're not even gonna, even if you want to take 2 months off, the show still needs to go on.
Right.
And in fact, I'm willing to bet, like you said, FS1, while he's on his hiatus, they are scheming up something else, because they can't. I mean, they can't let everything fall apart because of him. He's already older. Who knows how much longer he was going to do it anyways? So they're probably already thinking about that. If I were them, I'd have been like, look, Shannon, I'm giving you, you're getting what you want. I'm gonna pay you more than Skip, because you're the future.
Mhm.
Skip is not the future, right? Like
Yeah.
he's on his way out. We need to keep you here, right? Because had it been opposite, had Skip left and Shannon stayed, show would still be popping.
Facts.
It might even get better.
Facts.
More people would probably start watching. Yeah. Marshawn Lynch. Joshua Hughes says Marshawn Lynch. They can't get Marshawn. Wouldn't he wouldn't
He's too
be
wild. He's a wild boy.
yeah. He can't control himself, right? That's why the thing that you love about Marshawn Lynch is exactly why he couldn't do the show.
But listen, they have to do something, because ever since Shannon left, and like I said, they didn't do a show for the rest of the week. For I think the last week or two, like they used to have a certain lineup. Like it
Mhm.
was I think the Carton Show, then it was Skip and Shannon, then it was Colin Coward, whatever his show is.
Yeah.
Like that has been the lineup. And for the last 2 weeks, they've been showing repeats from like 7 to noon. And you can't keep constantly showing repeat shows. Like this isn't regular TV
You
where the
can't do that in
season
sports. Yeah.
you can't do that. So they're I think right now they're trying to figure something out. And once they do and they get into a certain groove, Skip is out the door. Because I can't wait for you for 2 months and you still haven't kind of honed in on a co-host. I
Yeah.
think they're going to give him an ultimatum like, look, bro, it's been 3.5 weeks. Either you take this individual right here or there's no more show.
Yeah. Yeah. So Craig Carton, we're talking about what happened to him. He was arrested on an investment fraud charge. Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Carton was one of the founders of a business selling blocks of concert tickets they claimed they had access to, but it was later found out the promises were false. So there you go. Defrauded over $2 million. Yep. He used to host a show with Boomer Esiason.
Oh, okay.
So that fell through, and then he got out of prison. And Fox said, "Hey, right over here, buddy. Where you going? You got a job right here."
All right.
That's
crazy.
that's
Right. You ain't gotta say no more because
you picked up on it.
oh yeah. For the rest of us, we have to do other things.
Right. And Rob, what's going on?
Rob.
Say Skip is a terrible talent, but the powers that be have been propping him up. I hope he and these other loudmouth talking heads finally are replaced with real sports journalists. Look, that caricature works to a certain extent. That's why y'all love Stephen A. Smith so much.
Yep.
Right? I can't stand him. I can't stand him, but you guys love that, and I get it. Right? I get it. You don't want that just that boring draw all the time, but like you don't want. I don't want it 24/7. Right? Like there's got to be some balance. And you do want some real journalism out there. You don't want these blowhards just saying whatever. No journalistic integrity whatsoever. Mm-hmm. They don't really, check their sources or anything like that. They just go out there and just blurt out whatever, right? That's why this stuff is starting to fade down. That's why people are starting to lose their jobs because they're finding out, thanks to the digital era, right? Where you have YouTube shows like this one, like Hendo's show. Like, I mean, there's literally thousands of them where you can get more compartmentalized content, what you're looking for, right? You're looking for Ravens content. You can hit up Ropa, you can hit up Coach's Show, you can hit up Nitro, you can hit up all kinds of places, right? Just for that team. And everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. So like before, it would be hard to get in front of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of people. But thanks to outlets like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatnot, anybody can do it. So ESPN is looking at it like, why are we paying for this lesser talent if we don't have to, right? Let's save our money and we'll pay Pat McAfee, right? Because we know he draws a crowd. We'll pay Stephen A. We know he draws a crowd. Like a handful of people will pay. The rest of y'all, man, y'all can kick rocks. We don't need that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's I think it's the authenticity of it all. And like you said with Stephen A. Smith, the reason I don't like Stephen A. is, like you said, you don't have to be in character all the time. Like sometimes dial it down. And with those sports analysts on TV, unlike us per se, we're not being kind of financially coerced into giving a certain opinion. Like there's no agenda behind it. We just speak how we feel. It is what it is. You like it, you don't like it. But with them, they have to do this kind of shuck and jive because it benefits those networks. Now, I think that's why they got into it with Pat McAfee, because it's been times when Pat McAfee kept it real.
Mm-hmm.
Like regardless of how the rest of the media thought, he spoke his mind. And I guess ESPN kind of honed in and was like, oh, you know what? He's still doing numbers, speaking his mind. We've got to get in on the ground floor with this. And I think that going forward, especially next year, that's going to be the wave. I think a lot more of these networks are going to start hitting these social media outlets and start picking up these talents for their personalities. Because I mean, you look at me. Anybody can report sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to be talented to do it, but it's just the personality that people connect to, and I think that makes it a little bit different. Things aren't the way that it was back then. We didn't have the internet to be able to check scores or pull
Yeah.
up a YouTube clip to see what happened in the game. Things are changing, and ESPN just said, you know what, I'm not kicking out all this money to stay in the past.
Yeah, and but what they're going to try to do, because it's the same. Because Stephen A was that way at one point. Stephen A was that guy we looked at and said, "Look, he speaks his mind, right? He, he'll care what anybody thinks." Like vintage Stephen A, right? Reporter Stephen A, right? That worked in Philly, right? That just covered basketball.
Right.
That Stephen A, yeah, he was raw, right? But what happens over time, you work for these mainstream companies, is they start to clean up your act a little bit, right? Hey, don't say this. We got sponsors. Don't say that or whatever. And you're careful with your words, and people are understanding to a certain extent. Like, okay, I get it, right? But after a while, you see them turn heel. They all do it because they work for these corporations for so long, and there's just certain things that you can't say. There's certain things that they want you to say. They have their talking points, right? I noticed because Dan Le Batard kind of exposed that, how they would send out emails saying, hey, say this today on your show, or avoid saying this today, or whatever, things like that, right? To kind of steer you in that direction. And if you don't get with the program, you're out of there. So Pat McAfee is going to hit that point sometime during his stint with ESPN. Either he's going to turn heel or he'll be out, and then they'll go and try to find somebody else, the next hot thing that people are gravitating to.
Yeah, but I think for him it's a little bit different because he came in with a following. So I can say what I want and you can kick me out. I'm still going to do my numbers and make my thing. And then, a lot of this stuff is just retread. ESPN will let him go, and one of these other networks will pick him up. So
no, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, he's good either way. I just hope he stays authentic. Like for me, listen, Stephen A. I like Stephen A. to an extent, but he kills me when he's always like, man, you ain't gotta check my card. Like, I'm always me, I'm always black, and all that other stuff. And I'm like, real people don't gotta say that out loud. Like, you don't gotta keep saying it over and over again. Like, people don't gotta check you and ask about this. Like, bruh, just we know you a sellout. Just be who you are and be happy with it.
He's absolutely a sellout, and I don't care what anybody feels about that. Because here's why I have a problem with Stephen A. Smith. He will go on Fox News. He'll say on ESPN, whenever there's something about the black community negative, he'll talk down about it, right? He'll go on there and I don't care what y'all say, y'all know I'm right, this and that. Okay, cool. But when there's some real stuff going on, right? When people point out like, hey, did you know that this happened? Did you know, like that, when you're on Fox News talking to your buddies that they lied about this? Did you know that, that Trayvon Martin wasn't doing anything. He wasn't bothering anybody. He was just going to the store and he ran away from George Zimmerman. Then all of a sudden he like, oh well, I don't know all the details. I can't speak on that. He's never educated on the facts. Those real facts that will make them have real conversations, right? Because he knows I can't embarrass my friends at Fox News. I can't embarrass people at ESPN. I can't embarrass ESPN. They're bringing on more conservative types, whatever. I keep my mouth shut about that. So instead of pushing back like Max Kellerman used to do, right? Like Shannon did, instead of taking that angle, he's like, no, I gotta toe the line. I can't, I could call y'all out, but I can't never fight for you guys. That's when he gets real quiet on those things. He's never. It's always. I gotta look into that. I don't. I don't know anything about that. I wasn't aware of those facts. I'm just like, you're a journalist. You're supposed to be aware of it. If you're talking about it, you need to know what you're talking about. So that's why I can't get with Stephen A's whole shtick, right? If it's something that exploits black people, he's all over it. If it's some real conversations that we need to have, some real social issues that we need to have, he don't want no parts of it. If that's how you are, get out of my face, y'all. Get out of my face. So yeah, and that is why Max was kicked off, because when you have people like T.O. calling Max more black than Stephen A., he don't like that.
He's from Hollis, Queens.
All right, look, that's all. That's all I had. Look, we almost an hour in. We haven't talked any Ravens. We can talk Ravens if you want. I told you before the show started that I could spend a whole hour ranting about EDC. All right, when are you guys going to start giving EDC the smoke? All right, people are real quiet about it. Everybody was all happy when they brought Lamar back. Look, do you guys see? Do you guys see the shirt I'm wearing? Defund the defense.
On the defense.
Defund the defense. When we first started this hashtag, very controversial, Hendo. Okay. People on Twitter, even in our streams, they hated it. Oh, what do you mean defund the defense? We need the defense. Defense wins championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was because our whole mentality was, the defense got to be on point all the time. The offense gets leftovers, right? Our thing was defense is fine. They're going to be fine. Stop spending money on that and focus on the offense, right? Nobody wanted to do that. But now you got it's a little taste of talent, okay? You got a little taste. They re-signed Lamar when it looked like he was going to be gone.
Uh-huh.
Got Odell. Odell looks healthy. He looks healthy. They drafted Zay Flowers, and now people are like, now get Dalvin Cook. Now get DeAndre Hopkins. More, right? And you care less and less and less about the defense.
Facts.
Okay? But they should have been doing this. And this is a problem I had with EDC from jump. And I like EDC in the beginning. I still like EDC. I don't have anything against him personally. But as a GM, I liked him. I thought he was going to turn the corner, but he's let this ride the whole time. And now it seems like he's turning the corner because he almost lost his quarterback. His quarterback said, "Trade me."
Yep.
Right. That to me isn't a sign of a good GM. And okay, you did what you had to do to get the deal done. Fine. You're doing these other moves, right? Because your quarterback demands it. That doesn't make you a good GM. And the drafting part of it is where I really take issue with. What's he doing in these drafts? You get all these draft picks every year. Everybody's all hyped up about it. Oh, we got this guy. Oh, he's going to be great in a year or two. He just needs to develop. When are these guys going to develop? Look at all these draft picks that we have that aren't working out. We keep talking about what the team needs. And ironically, it's on defense, even though all we've done was spend money on defense. We only spent 2 months spending money on offense, right? These last 5 years. It's only been 2 months. We got Odell, Aguilar, and Zay Flowers. That's all we did, right? The rest of the other 4 years, 4 years and 360 days, right? We spent money on defense and picks on defense. And now we're talking about we still need a number 2 cornerback, even though we've drafted 4 cornerbacks in the last 3 years, right? We need an edge rusher, even though we drafted 2 edge rushers first and second rounds, right? Like interior D line, we're not quite sure, even though we spent about 8 picks on that.
Yep.
When are we going to start saying EDC, you're on the hot seat? What's your take on that, Hendo?
Listen, you already know I don't like EDC. Like I can't stand it, dude. He has not had a meaningful draft. And listen, I know everybody loves Kyle Hamilton, and he could turn out to be an excellent pick. Could, but there were some bigger needs, in my opinion, that we should have looked at. I don't know who we put this on, because last night I was watching TV and I saw CJ Mosley. And I thought to myself, I should do a video on what would happen if we'd have kept CJ Mosley. Then there would have been no need for Patrick Queen, because I think the year that CJ Mosley left, he was all pro. And I think he's all pro last season too. So if we'd have kept CJ Mosley, there would have been no need to draft Patrick Queen. There'd have been no need to trade for Roquan Smith and give him $100 million. That money that went to Roquan could have went to CJ, and we could have done some other movement and still been good in the middle. I just think a lot of the things that EDC is doing, I can't give him full blame for. I give him 92% of the blame. I think John Harbaugh has an 8% stake in there with some of the things that he asks or requires, being that he's a Super Bowl winning coach and they give him a little more freedom than he needs. But just just like you said, as far as EDC drafting, who has he hit on? Kyle Hamilton. He's decent, but we don't know what he can do outside of being a box safety. I give him Linderbaum. That's my guy. Like he hit it out the park on that one. But other than that, we've got a bunch of projects. We've got a bunch of if, ands, or buts. And you don't do that in the first round. At least, Ozzy wasn't perfect, but at least Ozzy would give us a first round hit and maybe 4 other duds.
Yeah.
So I just think that EDC may need to give up drafting or scouting duties to somebody else because it ain't working.
Look, even with Linderbaum, and I really like Linderbaum. I like Kyle Hamilton. Look, this last draft, I like overall, right? I think Kyle Hamilton is going to be good. I think Linderbaum's going to be good. I even think Ojabo will be at least solid, right? I think Travis Jones is going to be good. I think there's going to be some good players, Isaiah Likely. I think those guys will be solid players. I think it's going to be probably his best draft. But it's too early to tell. Even with Linderbaum, he played well his first year. Mm-hmm. I can sit there and say, yeah, I think he's going to be fine. He has to show it, right? So we do too much projection around here. We project what players are going to be. What have they done, right? So this year will be very telling towards that. And again, I think like for this draft class, it's going to show it. But the previous draft classes up to this point haven't shown it. That's the issue I have, because when we first started, a lot of people were giving EDC credit that he didn't deserve. He did not draft Lamar Jackson. He did not draft Mark Andrews. He did not draft Bradley Bozeman, right? He did not draft any of the players that you've come to love.
But right? He told Ozzy to draft him because he knew he was coming up. What?
Sure. Okay. Right. Every assistant GM does that, right? But they don't get credit for it. NDT Sports, he thinks Flowers is going to be a good player. Yeah, I think he's going to be good too. I think this draft, this current draft, I don't think it's going to be great. I think Zay Flowers is going to be good. The rest of them, I mean, Trenton Simpson, I think he'll be all right.
Great special teamer.
Yeah, I think Zay Flowers and maybe one or maybe two other players might work out, but I don't think this is a great draft. That's fine. That's okay. They didn't have as many draft picks, right? But like last year, when you have like 13 picks, or 12, whatever. I was right. Somewhere around that. Why? When you had opportunity to move up and get more talent or better talent, well, look at all these guys that we're hitting on. Maybe, right? Okay, if we get Hamilton, Linderbaum, Ojabo, Likely, who the other person I say? Travis Jones. Yeah. We get those guys work out. Yeah, that's 5 players. That's pretty good. Right. Give me Jordan. Just give me Jordan Davis. Right. or how about you keep Hollywood?
Thanks. But look at
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Look at it like this. So if we give up Jordan Stout, which is a punter that you can find anywhere, we give up Charlie Kolar, which was a guy that came in with a sports hernia. He didn't play at all. I hate to say it, but maybe, with us driving Masala, Faalele, we trade up and we get Garrett Wilson. We get Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave. Now we don't need to draft Zay Flowers this season. And we go in another direction. Like, it's just so many moving parts with that. We don't need, and the thing that kills me is, and I know people are going to say, well, you need to go through the draft, especially when you give your quarterback a lot of money. So with that being said, why do you keep getting a draft full of possibilities and maybe also rans instead of getting some studs? Because having 10 and 11 draft picks per year, they all can't make the team. Nope. They all can't match with you can only have 53 men on a roster. They all can't make the team. So just the mathematics of it all, having 8 to 12 draft picks per year just doesn't make any sense because you're going to have to cut somebody.
Yes, absolutely. And this isn't the first time he's done that. The year we got Patrick Queen, we had like 11 draft picks, I believe, that year. All right. Where are those guys now? Patrick Queen, first round. I believe we got JK. Was it the second round or third round? We got JK.
Was second.
Second round, JK. We had 3 4 third-round picks. Duvernay. Who else was there? I think we had both our linemen were gone now, right? I can't remember the names. Oh, we got Matabike in the 3rd round as well. Matabike. I believe it was 2 linemen. I can't remember their names.
What's his face in New York?
Yeah, did they both go to New York?
What is his name? It was probably one of the Bens.
Not Cleveland. Cleveland was
no. It was Bredesen. We had Bredesen.
Bredesen. He's with the Giants.
And the other one, the black one, that guy. I can't remember his name right now.
I can't remember his name. They're both gone.
Yep.
Matabike, we still think there's potential for Matabike 3 years later, but we don't know. Right? Like they're not showing it. That's the problem. Because when you get guys later on in the draft, this team doesn't want to let them develop. This team that wants to sit there and say,
Tyree Phillips.
Yes, thank you. This team doesn't want to take their lumps and say, hey, this guy's going to work out and actually make them work out. No, they get those guys later on in the draft, and then they just, they get veterans to play over them. So, I mean, I don't know. This year has to be a prove-it year.
MDT Sports, you think that Zay Flowers is better than Chris Olave? I mean, it could possibly be true, but Chris Olave's done it. Zay Flowers, we don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I knew that those Ohio State boys were going to come out kicking. So, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you look at MDT Sports, says Hendo, I think Zay Flowers is better than Olave. I don't think so. Listen, especially when it comes to wide receivers, you got to show me. All right, there's a lot of good wide receivers out there. If he's better, obviously I'm gonna be ecstatic about that. But you're gonna have to prove that. Olave he's not average. He's damn good.
Facts.
Yeah, Nitro EDC is 4 out of 546,789 draft picks. Yeah. But he's getting better.
Just give him time.
Yeah.
That's what everybody keeps saying. Just give him time. Listen, our 2019 draft, who's the only person left? Your boy?
2019, was that the Patrick Queen draft? Oh no, that was the one before.
That was Hollywood. That's everybody's gone, but your boy Justice Hill. Justice Hill, the only one left.
That ain't good.
2019. We're going into 2023.
Who's left from the 2020 draft? Patrick Queen's gonna be on his way out.
True.
We got JK. He's on his way out.
True.
Duvernay's still here.
He's on his way out. They talk about a possibility of Zay Flower taking over special teams, punt and kicks.
Jeez, I like Duvernay. I want him to stay. He's an asset on special teams. Prochet, he was in that draft. Y'all still feel good about that? Geno Stone. All right.
He's gonna stick around.
He's gonna stick around. So I mean,
we have no depth of safety.
Like, okay, we get all these picks. The drafts where we get all these players and like, hey, look, he's working out. What's working out? Right? Like, Prochet's on the team. You feel good about that? Like, we good at wide receiver? Of course not. Okay, y'all don't even want Prochet on the team anymore. All right. Geno Stone, is he a starting safety? No, we had to pay $70 million for Marcus Williams, and we had to spend a first round pick on Kyle Hamilton. So that didn't work out. Okay. J.K. Dobbins, even though I really like J.K. Dobbins, I think they should pay him and keep him. Y'all like, he gonna want too much. Get rid of him. We can replace him. Right. So why'd you spend a second round pick on him then? Patrick Queen, y'all want to keep Patrick Queen around? You want to give him a big extension? No, because we trade for Roquan Smith, and you're like, nah, get rid of him. We don't want to spend money on him. Then why'd you spend a first round pick on him?
Facts.
Like, nah, man.
No, we should trade for Chase Young, but we got Odafe always sitting there that we got in the first round as well. Like, it's just certain things that just don't make sense.
Right. And Ajabo in the second round, he would have been a first round pick if it weren't for that injury. Did you know that?
Would have.
Yeah. B. He said, I just got out of a meeting and the tone of this stream turned angry.
We must start talking about Ravens.
Oh man. All right. That's all I had, man. I wanted to rant a little bit. I'm not sure. Did you have anything else you wanted to bring up, Hendo?
So I was looking into a couple things,
Mhm.
and I was looking at a couple things, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
and
You didn't say you say always, but you didn't say pause.
oh yeah, pause.
Oh
Definitely
wait,
always
pause.
pause. That's his that's always game pause. He starts up, he pauses, and then he goes. Inside joke, y'all. I'm sorry, but
Yes, yes.
yeah. So just looking at the screen behind me, we got the August 4th meet and greet,
Mhm.
and I was just thinking, everybody before we started, we set out the polls, my channel, your channel, Coach Ever's channel, of who wanted to participate,
Yes.
and the people said, "Yes, me, I want to participate. Let me in." And now, when it comes to the ticket sales, they're not participating. But depending on how well this goes, I was actually looking into getting um, a tour of the Ravens facility, like as a group.
Mm.
So we all get together, and a couple of those of you out there in YouTube land can come with us, and we just get a tour of the stadium and see the inner workings. They take you through everything: the locker room, the video department. Like they take you everywhere, even the laundry room. Because I didn't know that the Ravens had in the laundry room a place where all players that have come through actually sign a name on the wall. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
I know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like everybody has signed a name on as well, and they take you through to a tour with that. So I was thinking if this meet and greet goes well, that is something that I'm going to look into as far as a group thing. And I think for one tour you can bring up to 25 people.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, listen. Look, the mean grade's gonna go well. Look, it don't matter what the final number is. I mean,
True.
the ticket sales are going up this month, which I predicted. Right. But time is running out. You guys will have to get these tickets soon. But yes, it is important when we put together these events that we have a good turnout, because that will help us stack on top of each other upcoming events, right? That kind of helps us gauge what we're going to do for future events. And I know it's a slow time of the year, which is why I figured tickets would be slow initially, because everybody's kind of checked out. But
Hmm.
as summer camp picks up, more people are coming back to these streams, and they're learning about it. They're gonna buy these tickets, and like I said, the sales over the last couple of weeks have shown that. But yeah, it's important when we put together these events that you guys support, and you are supporting. People out here have been supporting a lot, so we appreciate it. And that place right behind Hendo, very nice place, very nice place. Trust me, we won't put you in ain't no cafeteria. All right, so hang out, listen to some good music, eat some good food, drink some good drinks, and just hang out in that whole area, like that whole district. The Mayweather district, there's a lot to do just right there, like right outside of that restaurant. So the time is from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. You can leave there, and if y'all ain't ready to go home, we can go. There's a bar right across the street. There's some bars right
It's
across
a
the street.
bunch of places we can
Bunch
go
of
hang out.
places. You can eat, drink, and keep the party going if you want to. There's an ice cream place. I love ice cream. There's an ice cream place right across the street that they stay open until like midnight. So yeah, definitely. Definitely get your tickets. Um Damian Lillard. Uh we discussed on Wednesday where he could possibly go. He's gonna end up in Miami. I just
Hmm.
saw a tweet before we started streaming that a source close to Damian Lillard, which is probably Damian Lillard, basically saying if he gets traded anywhere else, it's gonna be a problem. He's not reporting to training camp. Do you think if he got traded somewhere else, he just gonna sit out?
No,
I don't think so either. I
no,
mean,
too much.
I think a lot of players will do that, and the threat of it, because players have done it, you know, um, is why they'll try their hardest to send him to Miami. But if a team like Boston gives them an offer they can't refuse, you're gonna go to Boston and you're gonna play in Boston.
Sure. I mean, listen, I hate Boston, but they're close. They're close to making the finals. Like they were Jason Tatum not being him playoff self to make it into the finals. And if you add Dame, it's a done deal. Could they have taken Denver? We don't know. But I'd go for the shot, especially with adding What's his 7 foot yo
Oh,
from Washington?
Porzingis.
Porzingis. Yeah,
Yeah,
why not? Why not?
yeah.
What do you want to listen? What do you want to go to Miami for? I mean, if
I know
you're
why.
I mean, if you're serious in winning the championship, now guaranteed they made it to the finals, but you've traded or most of the team is left in free agency, and the rest of the team you got to give away. So essentially, it'll be you, Jimmy, and Bam, and you have
Yeah,
no bench.
yeah.
So aside from just the partying and the nightlife, just the aesthetics of everything around you, they're not going anywhere for a title. So I listen. I hate Boston. I hate the city of Boston. I've hated the Celtics since the early '80s. But if they paid me right now to go there and play, I do it.
Okay. And P. Brown the third, not Brownie.
Right.
Even call, I think at one point I called him P. Brownie because there's 3 eyes there, right?
Yes, right.
So okay, yeah, the meetup starts at 7:00, 7 to 9:30
Right.
is the time. If you can make it, that'd be great. We would love to meet you, man. We'd love to meet you. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, you can't make it this year. The flight's at 8:30. Hey, yeah. So that means you gotta be there at like 6:30. So no, you can't make it. But we appreciate it, man. Okay, and we're gonna take pictures and everything. And like I said, we're gonna have some other events. So definitely we'll catch up. So listen, no, Miami can make a run, right? Boston, if they can make some other additions, yes. But Boston, as they're constructed right now, they just like lost Grant Williams. They're going in.
Play. They kept him on the bench.
Porzingis doesn't play either. Porzingis, he has the height, he has the hype, but he just doesn't have it on the court, right? Yeah. Like when he plays, he has it, but he doesn't play. It could, if Dame goes to Miami, I would say I would lean towards Miami over Boston, right? But a more complete team, yes, I think Boston has a more complete team. If he went there, that would increase the chance of going and winning. Going to Miami, you can get there again. I don't think you're gonna win.
Yeah. But this is the thing. This is the thing for me that will put it over the top. Boston's problem is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown handling the ball and just turning it over, like simple turnovers. You put Dame there, he's your primary ball handler. That cuts down on the turnovers, gives you more possessions, you score more points. So I think that was the problem that they had with Miami. Like Jaylen Brown, he had 124 turnovers for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that's way too many. And I watched him too many times just dribble the ball off his own foot. Like nobody's around him. He just dribbling up court and just dribbling it off him in crucial situations. So, and then you take Dame shooting.
So I think if they offered up Jaylen Brown for Dame, Jaylen Brown is something else, he's going to Boston. If Boston said, like, the only thing that's holding him back now is that he's saying, I'm not going to show up if you don't send me to Miami, right? But if Boston said, look, we don't really want to pay Jaylen Brown this max deal, all right, we'll sign him and trade him to you guys. We'll take Dame off your hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no-brainer. Bye, right? And if Boston says you can play here or don't play, what you gonna do, Dame? Right? Like, okay, you don't have to. Well, I don't need you to show up to training camp. You know how to play, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, that's fine. I don't care if you miss the first few weeks. It's a long season. We play 82 games. Take your time. Mm-hmm. Take your time. You'll show up though.
Oh, right? No doubt, because he's signed for years. He's not just signed for this year. He signed for years. What you gonna do? Sit out for several years?
Right. Right. So it's a calculated risk. If I'm Boston at this point, I would do it because I don't think right now, if they don't make any other moves, I don't think they're going back to the finals. Right. And I like Jaylen Brown, but yes, in the playoffs, I don't know. I can't call it.
So who do you see in the East taking it though?
Yeah.
Giannis and the Bucks?
I think the Bucks could, and I think Miami can make another run. It's between those two. Philly, no, I can't. I love Embiid, but no. You said Porzingis does have it. He was back to his old self in Washington.
What, being hurt?
Right.
That's all I remember about him, being hurt.
Yeah, I misspoke. My bad. I might say he didn't. He has it. I'm sorry. He has it, but he's always hurt. That's the thing. That's the thing. When he's out there, he can definitely make a difference. But then, listen, then I think that's it for Boston, unless they do something drastic to retool a little bit. They mess around with their roster a little too much. They got rid of Ime Udoka, which was a blow to them. I don't think they get back. Raven says, y'all hear Dwight Howard saying he was better in his prime than Jokic. Howard is drunk. He's definitely drunk.
Yeah.
Howard couldn't shoot. He couldn't dribble. He couldn't stay out of foul trouble. He couldn't pass. He was damn good, right? But great defense. He could dunk the ball. He could score. Also can't shoot free throws. Like, no, you're not Jokic, man. You're not. But look, he got a ring too. Don't disrespect Dwight Howard. He got a ring thanks to LeBron. Okay? Yeah, LeBron got a lot of people rings.
Yeah, he did.
He got a lot of people rings, man. Look at through LeBron's history, the people that he got rings for. I mean, he's a great friend. Okay,
Would say all that.
You don't think he's a great friend? I think he's the best friend ever.
Let me stop. I can't hold you. Listen, LeBron James is an awesome individual. No scandals. Like, you never hear a bad word about him. Like, people just hate him because he's too good. Like Ferris said, he has no haters, so to speak, and that's why people dislike him.
Yeah. B disagrees. Says he's not drunk. It's much closer than people like to admit because everybody hates Dwight now.
No, we hated him then.
I don't hate Dwight now. I didn't hate him then, but he's not Jokic. No. But no. Don't mistake what I'm saying. Like, Dwight was that dude, at his peak. He was
25 points, 13 rebounds. Yeah,
he was that dude. He wasn't Jokic.
But you weren't winning anything with him as your focal point.
No. I mean, they had to put some more around him. Like, Jokic got a lot around him. Right? Like, there's no Jamal Murray on Dwight's team. You know what I mean?
True.
Or really an Aaron Gordon, if we're being real about it. Look at that team. That was, I mean, Hendo Turkoglu. He was all right, but
he was all right.
Yeah.
He wasn't from his Sacramento day. He was all right.
Yeah.
That team should have won a title. I'm sorry. Peja Stojakovic. That team should have won a title. I was so upset the refs cheated about that one. Chris Webber. That team should have won a title, man. Doug Christie, Mike Bibby.
They should have.
Sacramento Kings should have won a title, but the refs,
they were stacked.
Them.
Yeah.
They was stacked. Vlade,
yep.
That was my team, though.
Jay says, the Hawks may have a chance since they have Murray. They gave Murray an extension. Murray. Which Murray? For the Hawks?
See, that's the thing about the NBA. It'll be some unknown player that you've never heard of that just got a $168 million extension. And I was like, does he play? So it may be a Murray on the Hawks. I'm not for certain.
Hawks aren't going anywhere. All right. Oh, DeJounte Murray. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. He's a good player. But they're not going anywhere. What y'all talking about? Hendo and Courtney Lee was more than enough. I see the laughing emoji. All right. We're gonna wrap it up there. Going for about an hour and a half. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Tickets. Get your tickets. All right. And Hendo has a channel. Most of you guys know that, but for the people that don't know Hendo, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Rogue Pod on any social media platform. I do a live show today, exactly. As a matter of fact, tonight, 6 p.m. It's intentional grounding. Also, it's 12:30. About 10-15 minutes, I'm going to release a video.
There you go. All right. This is perfect timing. Okay. So you guys want some more content, Just wait about 10, 15 minutes. You're going to get some more. All right. Listen, you like these popular streams, you like more content like this, man. We can do that with your support. All right. Patreon.com/LBHTshow or patreon.com/roguepod. All right. That's how you can go and support. We got all kinds of tiers. Go sign up for one. All right. Let's see. Yes, intentional grounding. Yep. Jay is ready for it. That's it, man. We owe you guys a Ring Kings podcast. Make sure you subscribe over there. If you're into boxing, go over there. That's the show that we do with our brother OTR Mike. All right. We owe you a pound for pound list, and we owe you another show. So maybe this weekend you will get that. All right. And thank you, Alonda, for coming through. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. And one more time, that's the link for the meet and greet. All right. I told you guys I was going to plug it a few times. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We want you guys to have a lot of fun. We put a lot into this. Trust me, we will have fun. And the people that show up are going to be glad that they showed up. All right. So, all right. I was going to ask you if you're ready, but B usually takes care of this. Am I ready?
Are you ready? Wait a minute.
Am I ready?
Wait a minute. We left out something.
What did we leave out?
Our sponsor.
Ourselves. Yes. Well, look, patreon.com/LBHTshow. Also, if you want to get some merch, look, I think this is still on the store. You might be able to get this on the store. Okay. You like to defund the defense. Everybody's on board with this now. Everybody wants one of these shirts. Okay. LBHTshow.com/shop. Okay. That's where you can get all kinds of merch. All right. In fact, we're about to update the store here pretty soon to add some more to it. So go over there, check it out. Also, just go to LBHTshow.com. Sign up for the newsletter. I didn't talk about the points. You guys, if you don't know that we do a point system, this is a new month. Okay. So being here in the chat will get you points. Subscribing get you points. Signing up to the Patreon get you points. But you go to LBHTshow.com and sign up for our newsletter. That gets you 1,000 points.
Ooh.
Easy 1,000 points. This is just for sign up for the newsletter. Our very own Will G is designing our newsletter. So far, it looks great. That's going to be rolled out pretty soon. That newsletter will give you all the information for all of our streams, things that are going on, whatnot. So it'll keep you informed. It's not going to be spam. All right. Look, Living Big with Big Reds is checking his crew points right now. He wants to know. Okay. Getting tickets to the event will get you 6,000 points. So again, if you're in the area, easy way to get you some points, and we're giving away prizes at the event as well. All right.
Some nice prizes.
So yes,
it's some nice prizes.
Yeah, some very nice prizes. So all right, that is it. Hendo, thanks for hanging out with me in this popular stream, man. Really appreciate it. And am I ready?
Jose, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
We're out of here. We will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Peace.